Welcome to another episode on Journaling for Performance.
Today we're going to talk about goal setting. Goal setting can help improve performance, give us something to drive towards. A lot of the time we have a goal in mind, but we don't actually make a plan as to how we're going to make that happen or even work towards it.
And your journal is what's going to help you turn that dream into a roadmap. It's where your goals meet its daily actions. It's a space to break down your goals, track the progress, and see the process over time.
The first thing we can do towards our goals is start with the end in mind. So asking yourself simple questions like, what do I want to achieve by the end of this season? What will make me proud this season?
So we want to start with the end in mind. This is your outcome goal, the big picture. Maybe it's making a team, achieving a personal best, or playing with more confidence under pressure. Write it down clearly and keep it somewhere you can see it. For example, if we're a GA handball player, maybe our outcome goal at the end of the season is to win an All-Ireland handball title.
But we won't stop there. Outcome goals are like the branches of a tree, what people see above the surface. What really matters are the roots. These are your process goals. These are the small, specific actions you can take every day that make your big goal or outcome goal possible.
It's important to remember that every action that we do compounds. What you do today might not seem like much, but over time, it builds your foundation.
Here's how you can structure this in your journal. So you'll start with your season or outcome goal, thinking both physical and mental, that's why we're here. Then break them down into weekly micro goals. These are the small, actionable steps that move you closer to your outcome. So for example, if we're working off that goal of winning the All-Ireland in your division in handball, you might break that down into categories that will help you get there. So that could be your shot accuracy, maybe specifically on your kills, consistency in rallies, your speed and footwork, mental composure in tight games, recovery and injury prevention.
And then we want to make sure that our goals are SMART. We want them to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. And I'm sure that's something that you have heard over and over again. But what's really good about this is that it gives your goal structure and it makes progress easy to track. So going off our example, maybe our weekly/daily process goals could look something like this. We have 3 focused handball sessions per week targeting our accuracy. And then at the start or end of a session, we might do 10 minutes of footwork. And then 2 strength sessions to support that speed and power during our week, and 1 training game per week. And then lastly, breathing or visualization before training.
Next, we want to keep track of our personal best or maybe progressions that we notice. This could be based on your performances, your training consistency, or even mindset shifts that you notice, like staying composed under pressure. For example, some things that we might track is the number of sessions that we complete, accuracy percentage in drills, matches played, things we've learned from that, and how we're feeling in terms of our mood, energy, and confidence throughout those trainings.
Then we have reflecting and adjusting. So at the end of each week, we want to reflect and ask ourselves, are my actions moving me closer to my goal, or are there areas I need to adjust and focus more on?
This reflection can allow you to notice patterns. You'll see what's working and what needs work so that you can stay adaptable and intentional with what you're doing.
And then we want to connect it to the bigger picture. It's important that our goals are not only focused on the physical aspects of our sport. We want to think holistically: sleep, nutrition, recovery, mindset, and your routines off the field, because all of these will have an impact on your overall performance.
So you can ask yourself, what are the areas that we've just mentioned that I could improve to help me towards my outcome goal? Those then become those goals that we can break down further into our process goals by making them even more specific and controllable from day to day and week to week.
By tracking our progress in our journal, we will see the progress that we're making, and that will allow us to celebrate the wins that sometimes we might overlook.
And over time, this journal becomes proof of the work that you are doing, the progress that you have made, and we can use that going into performances.
So we want to start with the end in mind. Define our big goal, then let your daily actions bring it to life.
And as we said, each action compounds, each page, each day is a step towards your goals.
That's the one. Let's crush 2026.
Boom!